Hello, hello, hello out there, my beautiful monsters! It is September the 26th. It is 9:04, 9:05 now in the PM. I
It's
am
the
here.
27th in my time zone.
Time is relative. Einstein was right. That's why he married one of his relatives. He wanted to make space-time incest babies.
That's true.
Well, he did marry his cousin.
Ew.
First cousin, too.
Ew.
Yeah. I really hope that either they had a deep emotional connection or she had like the hottest ass.
I don't think either of those things makes it any better anyway.
It doesn't, but at least it makes me at least understand.
Some things, my friend, are beyond understanding.
All I know is what I just said makes it sound like I'm a big fan of the like the state bird of Alabama, which is incest. I am not.
At any rate,
Anyway, enough of that awkwardness. Here's some other awkwardness. It's once again time for your favorite show, where me and my friend talk about strange, wonderful movies that are off the beaten path. Because in this strange age of AI voice summation of movies that never tell you the title of the goddamn movie in either the YouTube short or the TikTok, you have to rely on us to point you in the right direction. Consider us the magnetic north on your good movie compass. I'm Sean Murphy, and this is my buddy Thorgrim, and we're here to talk to you about one very strange and delightful movie by, I think his name is Avi Nashir.
you would know better than I would. I can't remember. Either way, we're talking about She. No, not that one. No, not that other one. There might be a
19,
couple others. The one from the mid to late 80s.
1984 to be roughly exact. Yes, those two words shouldn't be in the same sentence, but this movie deserves it. It is a beautiful mess. It is a beautiful, wonderful a Disneyland ride mess.
All right, how should we start this?
It is X number of years after the cancellation, which we assume to be some kind of apocalypse. Wikipedia says it's a post-nuclear one, but I don't see any signs of radiation. For all I know, one circus got out of hand and now the entire world's gone nuts.
Basically, that's basically what it feels like.
Yeah, it feels like the circus apocalypse happened. Clowns everywhere, costumes everywhere, sequins, sequins, and a lot of Nazis on horseback.
Yep. Our main bad guys are Nazis.
They call themselves the Norks. I thought that they was a reference to Jim Wynorski, but that's because I have a terribly broken brain. I am
In
not.
all due fairness to you, this does almost seem like a Jim Wynorski movie. There's a lot of boobies. Though
I,
none of them are like exposed, but there's a lot of very, very attractive women running around. Um, in particular, well, we'll get into that.
Basically, there is a lot of what we call side butt and side boob, as Peter Griffin would have you understand it.
Yes, this is the Peter Griffin side boob hour and a half.
This whole movie feels like it would be Peter Griffin's favorite movie right after, like, Flash Gordon
Or Roadhouse.
or Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. She.
Like, this movie is a trip. Like, it's not gonna win it any favors or awards for its writing, but it is a wonderful, stupid ride. You'll feel better and happier about yourself after watching this.
You will smile and giggle because this movie is dumb as shit and it's in the most fun, best way possible.
Like, let's each alternate list off what pops up in this fucking movie.
All right.
Okay, one. We have a warrior woman cult where the cult's goddess has to go through regular training where for some reason she goes into like a weird overpass, like under the overpass where she fights knights, more knights, a bunch of guys who fight using samurai swords
They're
but are
like
also just,
samurai knights.
yeah, and then a Frankenstein monster
Who is a robot?
who she defeats by like biting out one of his electrodes from his neck.
Yep.
Uh, Witness me. Anyway, then we have to deal with, like I said, the horseback riding Nazis. And I'm amazed that there was not at some point, like there was at one point, I wish to God there would be a horse dressed as Hitler with like a little Hitler mustache birthmark that we just called Horsler.
Yeah, Adolf Horsler. No, wait, I've got a better. I've got a better one. Nadolf Horsler.
Nice. Where the only reason they follow it is because apparently is shown strong leadership material, and instead of saying nay, it says nine. If you get that joke, congratulations, you're a dad.
You have just fathered a child. Which, good for you. That means you got laid.
Indeed. Hear that, incels? The dad joke will attract the pussy.
Yeah, just don't have a terrible personality.
Okay, don't be
Yeah,
asking.
that's basically it when it comes to like, like connecting with people. You want to get some? All right. Have a not terrible personality, and number two, wash your ass. That's like 90% of it right there.
Like, you can have a weird dick, but if you don't wash your ass, no one's gonna want to get anywhere near it.
Also wash your dick.
Wash your dick and
Okay,
ass.
wash the whole thing is the main thing, but
Sterilize it with
hygiene and
alcohol, please.
yes, hygiene and not having the personality of a plastic cup. That there you go. That's all you really need for the most part.
I would agree.
You
So,
got that stuff. That's 90% of the way there.
like we were saying, and who plays our beautiful, bodacious warrior goddess who's got knives up to her gills?
Sandal Bergman of Conan the Barbarian fame.
Santal Berkman.
For those of you who remember the movie but maybe not that actress, that's the lady who plays Valeria.
Santal Berkman. Now, this movie has very, very little in common with the novel that it is based on, which is She, circa 1930 something.
Or the movie from the same decade, which is probably a bit close to the novel.
Which, but damn it, with the loose theming, somehow Avi managed to make this strange thing work. This movie may be the most 80s.
Yeah, there are multiple points where I'm like this, where we're both like, this is just a bunch of music videos strung together.
Like, at some point, we just expect Man-O-War to show up as like a warrior barbarian gang trying to save the day. The fact that they never show up really disappoints.
It's kind of a shame that John Michael Thor didn't show up either.
Like, he
Like
could
this
have
is a
shown
movie
up.
that was made for him. Hell, one of his music videos was basically just like could have just been a sequence from this.
That just makes me deeply regret the movie that he actually made.
Which one? There were a couple.
Oh, it was the Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Okay, I thought I was gonna say, well, there's that. There's Zombie Nightmare. There's the sequel to Rock and Roll Nightmare. There's that one knockoff of Police Academy he showed up
Oh,
in.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting
Um,
distracted.
we're yeah
But
we're yeah. Unfortunately, John Michael Thor is not in this movie. It would be great if he was, but sadly, no. At any rate,
so, what happens? They have to go on a journey with the goddess in order to
oh,
save
we forgot to mention we have two male protagonists who are just One's stoic and the other one's a goober
Like
who's
giant.
kind of an asshole. His name is Dick.
You know, we it's very obvious that he was intended as like some obvious type not typecasting, what's the word? Nominative determinism. So, with it that being said, their sister, we assume, gets kidnapped by the Norks when they decide that we must go on a
Well, I
raid.
think the one that the lady is the one guy's love interest.
Yep. So they go and they plan to go and rescue her. But in order to do that, they need to know where to go to get to the Norks. So they have to go to She, who for some reason knows. And after shenanigans, she points them into the right direction. Oh, did we mention there were a bunch of post apocalyptic mutant mummies? Well, they're post apocalyptic mutant mummies with a big crusher room, like they're a goddamn Bond villain. Or a
Yep.
villain from an episode of Johnny Quest.
Also, yep. Oh, you also forgot that weird trial thing where they push him through these wooden spikes and they
Like
get stabbed a bunch.
Like it's the most weirdly ineffectual form of torture slash like trial by like that old weird Middle Eastern trial where it's like if you put this hot iron on your tongue and it does not burn, it means that you are not guilty.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's weird. It's weird Middle Ages justice and or tests or whatever the fuck. I forget why they did it. It might have also just been punishment. It's hard to tell.
He then gets rescued by a mad scientist who remembers the old world, who is also strangely British, and has a pillar in his laboratory room that is like covered with pornography.
Yep, no, just like covered in pages from like Hustler and shit.
Like, last thing we
Titties
expect.
all over the thing.
So they decide in order to get there, they must kidnap the goddess. They kidnap the goddess. And she points them in I guess, the way at first. And that gets them into, trouble with those weird mutants who are all armed with chainsaws, by the way.
For some reason. The
So the
least
leper,
effective weapon.
so mummy, leper, chainsaw mutants get stopped. They Then she decides, after pointing them in the right direction, to go and follow them to try and help them out. And they first run into the pretty people.
Oh yeah, that's right. Where it's basically just a bunch of like what appear to at first be a bunch of post-apocalyptic hedonists just living their best lives, just frolicking and cavorting like the Greeks of old, and then having feasts and like having like formal dinners, except with like sleeveless tuxedos and like silly shit, and they have like old timey music playing and all that jazz. Um,
We decided
except
that the sleeveless tuxedo should be referred to as the Long Island tuxedo.
Yes, exactly. Um, except when night falls, it turns out, oh, they're werewolves?
There's something because they go through some sort of weird transformation where they they look more like
They
the
have fangs and
original.
hair.
Yeah, they look more like the original version of Mr. Hyde from like the black and white movies.
Yeah, it's like somewhere between werewolf and Mr. Hyde.
Like they get slaughtered. I
Yeah.
mean, they're man-eating ghouls.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, weirdly enough though, up until that point, relatively nice hosts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Realized. Like one almost gets the impression that they never intended to eat them. It's just sort of thing just kind of happens.
Yeah, it's just like night falls and they wake up and it's like, hey, it's murder time because that's what our weird werewolf bodies are now telling us to do. Instinct takes over and the beast takes over.
Yep. That being said, it was, for the first part of it, a toga pool party.
Yes.
Like, honestly, I'd spend time at that estate. Though, to be fair, everything in this movie feels very kind of pseudo-autumnal. It's still very green out, but one gets almost the feeling like it'd be too cold to go into the pool.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. Yeah. Now that you mention it, I do get that vibe, which is weirdly appropriate given the time of year we are currently at.
Like, it is interesting because, like I said, we doubt that the apocalypse was nuclear because nothing looks like a desert. The mutants don't even have the cancerous tumors or radiation sickness or any of that stuff. It all feels very full of life.
Yeah, we kept coming up with like little like I don't know like fan theories as to like what really happened. We was like, oh, mass psychosis or like a circus got way out of hand.
Sometimes I even think maybe they're all just forgot they were pretending it was an apocalypse. Like this is what happens when like a wasteland weekend just goes off the rails.
It just goes on too long. Like if they were to like I don't know like wander maybe like a couple miles outside of like the general area that they know of, like
Yep.
maybe a county over or something, they just run into like regular 80s people.
So,
So
they
like they end out like it turns out they're in like rural Wisconsin. They go down the road a bit and then run into some people. It's like, hey, where are you guys from? Did you come back from a Renaissance fair or something?
Yep. Now, they keep going and eventually they run into Godan.
Otherwise known as um weird psychic guy with the god complex who models his
Cult
I don't know
Society?
cult after like like either Catholicism and or Orthodox Christian pre-Protestant Christianity of some type.
Everyone's wearing burlap, no one looks happy, and for some reason his logo looks very much like the original communist hammer and sickle.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's got telekinetic powers because he's Godan. His eyes glow green when he decides to make you float in the air at an awkward angle and you struggle for because you don't understand how his powers work. Godan! I'm gonna fuck your goddess because I'm a god and she's a goddess, and our people shall become one even without her consent. Godan! That's right, we are dealing with a telekinetic rapist over here.
So you don't feel bad when he again many spoilers gets axed through the chest.
But I'm Godan!
Now you're go dead.
Oh, oh, oh,
Ah!
oh.
Oh,
So,
ah.
from dealing with Godan, they wander the woods, and when they wander the woods, for some reason they decide we must assault this guy wearing a tutu. This
No, wait. No, they were being followed by the guy wearing a tutu.
excuse me, gas. Yep, they were followed by Tutu Guy. They ambushed him, and that strong man, well, he had a gas mask, and the fart of doom did come out.
So he like carries them all to this other mad scientist. We have a second mad scientist.
He just he's dressed like a 17th century uh like Louis the 14th, the Sun King style monarch. Like this guy could also double for like Baron Munchausen from the movie of the same name.
He's got the same facial hair basically. So yeah, I would agree. And so he's doing like experiments in like a weird bio tent thing full of like exotic birds.
And for some reason, we get the feeling like maybe he can't leave the tent, but it doesn't seem like that's necessarily the case near the end. Like
It's
for
very
some
much,
reason,
it seems like most of the stuff is just weird for the sake of weird.
yeah, that is the beautiful thing about this. Movie Bob once pointed this out when he was talking about the abominable Dr. Phibes. It was that one thing that a lot of older movies had was business. And business would be just to make sure there was something always happening on screen. Someone was fiddling with something, some people were doing something just to make the space feel lived in, or that this was part of a long series of actions and operations, to give a sense of verisimilitude. In this case, the entire movie feels like it is business.
It's the whole movie's just the front half of a mullet.
Front half of a mullet. That does not mean though that this thing don't got no party in the back, because we've seen enough about of Sandel Bergman to definitely say she got the party in the back.
Oh hell yeah! So you see a lot of like side butt and side, but we were talking about this earlier. Side butt and side boob, a lot of that, a lot of that. And again, a lot of attractive people.
Like we are also traveling with Sandel Bergman's hot friend, who talks like a valley girl.
And then yeah, and you know, what? And for someone and for those out there who prefer the beef to the cheesecake, um, our main guy ain't bad looking. He's a handsome fella.
I agree. Very
Yeah.
nice. Nice chest, very well built, handsome. He kind of looks a little bit like the asshole dude from Blue Lagoon, but way less of a pretty boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I do not like the movie Blue Lagoon at all.
That's fair.
Anyway, so they're still
So
traveling through the woods, they escape, and somehow all things converge right at the bridge to the Nork compound, the Bridge of Doom, which is guarded by Robin Williams in an old timey cavalry uniform.
it's not okay. To clarify, it's not actually Robin Williams, but the guy seems like he's doing his best Robin Williams like he seems like he's doing all of Robin Williams stand-up routines up to
He's
that
got
moment.
all the rhythms.
Yeah.
And
It's like every
unfortunately,
single impression of like a character Robin Williams did up to that point, stand-up wise.
and the worst part is that, as annoying as he is, as much as you will want to chop him to pieces, don't. The pieces grow back.
Yeah, he reproduces via mitosis. So like the more you chop up the if anything, it'd be better to get this guy on your side because you could just make an army by cutting him up and letting him regrow.
Like the dude at one point is in a a chorus line of himself going down the bridge to try and attack the intruders.
Honestly, this guy should probably be the warlord of the wasteland because I think he's invincible.
Yes. They manage to infiltrate, and they do manage to rescue the girl, but apparently the Norks get all pissy little Nazi baby boys.
And their leader, who is just called Nork, and their leader, who is just called Nork, which is okay. Yeah, no less egotistical than pretty much any other one of the many cults. This movie's whoops all cults, by the way.
Like they're like we start with a cult. We have encountered at this point I think two or three of them.
I want to say anywhere between 3 to 4 cults at minimum. Well, let's say, hold on a sec. All right, so we got the Norks. That's cult one because that's basically a cult.
Like that's the
Cheese
she,
cult,
Godan,
Godan, the
and
lepers. They're kind
uh,
of a cult.
yeah, they're kind of a cult.
So there's at least 4 cults going on that we see.
And technically, if we count one of the horses, we might get an extra cult.
Oh wait, we forgot the pretty people are also kind of a cult.
That's true.
Okay, so that's like 5 cults right there.
Right. And I just made a very stupid joke regarding horses, cults. If you know what I'm talking about, congratulations, you're rich.
Oh
A
no, I'm a broke
cowboy.
bitch.
But so they're given permission to leave by Nork, who is dressed up like a really cheap robot.
Yeah. He says, "I will permit you to leave, but I will conquer your people."
And apparently, no one in the Norks actually knows a thing about proper warfare. No surprise, Nazis.
Ha ha!
So they basically decide, let's thermopylae the crap out of this bridge.
And
So
they do all like the four, wait, yeah, the four of them managed to hold off like the entire Nork force with a mode of gasoline, some repurposed landmines, bows and arrows made out of sticks, spears made out of more sticks and knives at the end.
I think at
Um,
least one punji pit.
yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah. And they hold them off for long enough for the she's bestest gal pal and Tutu Man to return with the rest of she's warrior woman Amazon army. Um, and then the Norks retreat and they say next time as if to set up for a sequel that never happens. And then we reach our falling action portion where um the
Uh,
girl they rescued and blonde guy go back to wherever they're originally from, and then Dick stays with the girl and she.
Hunky, McDaughter large, huge.
Yes.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is a she.
Congratulations, it's a girl, Mazel Tov.
Like, this will rock your sheeness right off.
Yep. And then back on again.
Honestly, there aren't enough movies these days that actually have the
This
kind of
movie is so
energy.
amazing, it'll give you double bottom surgery.
Pretty much. Like, this is the kind of thing that you want to watch on like a lazy Saturday or Sunday where you got nothing to do, nothing's going on. You can just relax and just mindlessly watching this on TV, and it's like, you know what? That was good. This is that weird zen-like moment of trash TV.
Alternatively, it's another one. It's good for also a Saturday night with a couple good friends and some snacks, and potentially a party favor of your choice.
I prefer the jazz cabbage for this simply
Nice,
because
nice.
go with the mood and the music will take you.
Yes.
Now, the one, like I said, uh, God, I wish Dead West was here to review this because I think this would definitely be his jam. But, uh, what else would I say about this? You wish that Avi Nashir, the guy who made this flick, had made more movies like this. Like, the dude is prolific, but mostly in his native Israel. So, unless you happen to live in Israel, you have not. Those rest of his movies are not really meant for you. They're very much intended for the Israeli market.
And I'm guessing that he didn't do a bunch of other post-apocalyptic movies, did he?
Sadly, no. Sadly, no.
Oh, that's a bummer. Cause I think he caught his stride here. Like he had something.
This is not just I somehow managed to do the impossible. This is I was running a marathon, and when I thought I was at my lowest, then I got my second win and I moved so fast, my clothes flung off, and I finished with a big old ballet pirouette, and I was crowned Miss USA in spite of everything.
I love how you turned into Stewie Griffin for like half a second at the end.
It's a talent.
It's very good, very good. Bravo, spot on, spot
But
on. Yeah, so like this is one of those movies where like if you have taste like us, that if you have the same kind of taste as us, you're like, somebody give this guy more money to make more of these. I
like
want
there
a
are
she too.
like
She
there
harder.
there are movies that make you believe in the beautiful entertainment and power of pure like art. And I say art because I recently watched this guy who I follow on YouTube, Art Chad, and he was talking about what makes, great art. And the great art, in his mind, by his definition, is a convergence of an intersection of certain things. One of them is subversion and yada, 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 yada. And I'm like, I don't know if this film is subversive, but it definitely left an impression.
Uh-huh, it sure did.
So I think this stands the test of actually being pretty dang good art. It may
Not in
not
like a technical sense, but like in a this will like stick with you. It's hard to forget.
exactly. And I would say this is probably something you'd want as part of your pure art, pure entertainment triple feature. This would include such movies as Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter,
Yep.
featuring El Santo,
Uh-huh.
and Dude Bro Party Massacre 3.
God, that movie is so much fucking fun.
Watch all three together, and you will be transported to a beautiful, beautiful dimension, the likes of which none of us dare to follow.
You know what? That is a good triple feature. I'd be down for that.
Like, I'd watch that in a theater in a heartbeat.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, you're just in there, and you're like watching all three, and after it goes through maybe Dude Bro Party Massacre at the end, you exit the theater, but it's kind of like, oh my God, what happened? It's like the poem near Lothotep. You exit, and suddenly you're not in the city as you knew it,
Now you're an unknown Kadath.
and
And oh no, here come the spiders of Lang.
Nyarlathotep is being catty and gay and is like, oh, someone wandered into my territory. Someone watched the combination of films, the likes of which you couldn't have imagined, honey.
And he's like, well, good luck with the spiders. Poof!
You know, I was also watching another guy. I can't remember his name. Decent enough dude. Listen, when we're making fun of the cattiness
Yes.
because there's nothing necessarily funny about being gay. It's just we think that the catty gay archetype is funny and
That
wonderful.
part is the funny part. The catty part's the funny part.
Exactly. It
Especially
is a,
considering neither of us is particularly, all the way straight.
honestly, I'm going to be on. Let's see what the straights
We're
are.
both a little bit bent, is what I'm saying. Oh,
At times I feel probably as bent as the cover art for Tubular Bells.
I get it. It's a bell bend. It's a
Mandolin.
general bell curve. Anyway,
But yes, I don't think we can say enough good things about this movie. It is a wonderful trek, and we will probably tell you more about other wonderful films in the future. But
yes,
until then,
possibly the other versions of she.
she,
She. Everyone, bow your head and say she a lot.
she,
She.
and maybe we get a spin-off. They.
I was gonna say it can't be them. That's already a movie. That's the one with the big ants.
What if the big ants were non-binary this time?
Okay, that you're on to something.
Like, oh my God, giant ants! What'll they do? They'll probably take us to their queen. What?
Them,
Well, the queen
Themperor.
isn't.
Oh, the ants are non-binary. Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. So just like, do you guys have like pronoun pins? Yeah, right here. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay, I see.
Hey, they may be terrifying giant ants, but they want you to be able to participate in the kind of cultural exchange and building that is essential to society.
Wait, that okay. So, idea for post-apocalyptic themed whatever. Um, giant ant colony, blah, 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 giant non-binary ant colony. They are simply referred to as them. Collectively, both
Yes.
individually and collectively.
And if we could,
Also,
we
they're telekinetic because that's neat
yes. Also, can we get a
and
crossover
telepathic.
with the B girls? Some graveyard tramps.
Yes. Yeah, well, let's throw some of them in there too. Yes.
Anyway, this is Sean and Thorgrim signing off. Remember, if you are Mr. Fantastic and you are getting your ass eaten out by your wife and she says, it's chewy, that is a bad sign, especially if you have hemorrhoids.
Yes. The question is, which one of you is making the Kermit scrunch face harder?
Like, we're definitely wondering if it's really okay to be, the rubber man, if that is a thing that can happen.
All right, plus side, you could theoretically also just do the Kermit scrunch face for real then.
Yep, yep,
So
yep.
that's your trade-off. At any rate, bye everybody.
Bye, everybody. And doop. And stop.